And a happy Monday to us. Let's go demi half point and 2 and 3 and 4, triple and 6 and 7 and 8. Roll through your feet one way. Go the other way. Grand plie 2 and 3 and 4, forward and 6 and 7 and 8. One more grand plie. Up and over back into your second. Same thing here. Demi half point, triple and 6 and 7 and 8. Roll through one way. Go the other way. Port de bras, yes, I thought so. 2 and 3 and 4. Grand plie 6 and 7 and 8. Away from the bar and 3 and 4. Another grand plie 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Find your balance in that second. And there we are. That's right, doggies. It'll be a pas de trois today. Hold on, Greg, there is some wrangling going on.
Oh.
The wrangling of the hounds. There we go. Here we are at. Really feel your glutes. Roll through and breathe with the other kids. The same before you roll. Yeah, and 5. Separate your ribcage from your hips with your jig. Really feel the bottom of your grand plie. And relax when you're ready. Here we go. To the other side, please. And And relax when you're ready. All right. Let's go flex, turn it in, turn it out to half point, turn it into, turn it out, stretch, demi plie and flex, and in and out, and half, in and out, and stretch, demi plie, same thing back, in and out, half, in and out, stretch and close, flex and half and full, flex and half and full, reverse, flex, turn in, turn out, half point, turn in, turn out, stretch it all the way through, close with a nice demi plie into swoopy port de bras, the same to the side and to the front. Inside flex back through your foot, outside side, same thing, roll through in first position with your arms in first, and that is it. And here we go. And in. Really feel you standing side. Half. In. Stretch it all the way through. Soft plie. Shoulders, little fingers are up. And relax when you're ready. Here we go. Left side, please. And. And relax when you're ready. Good. little bit more of articulation. 1.5 and close. 1 and flat and close. 1.5 and flat and close. 1 slow tendu to plié. 1.5 point and close. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now all the way half and flat and close. 1 slow tendu plié. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Roll through soutenu upper side. Tendu half point, close. Tendu heel down, close. Tendu half heel down, then close. 1 slow articulated tendu. Into demi-plié. The same to the back and to the side. 2 quick of to the front, 2 to the back, 2 to the side, 2 into your fifth, roll through in fifth, and soutenu. And there you are. So front, back, side. Emphasize your half point, emphasize your flat, emphasize both of them, and then emphasize everything, put it together for that last final tendu. Here we go. And 1.5 and close. 1 and flat and close. 1.5 flat, close. Out and in. Plié and 1. Push down into the floor and 1. And 1. Really feel each hinge in your foot. 2 to the front. 2 to the back. 2 to the side. Roll through and soutenu. And put it all together. And back in 1. Outside front, 2, inside back. And relax when you are ready. That's it, right? Much better than holding onto your arm, Jane, excepting for that elbow being all the way behind you when you grab that bar. There's always something, isn't there? All right. Simple 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Just because Craig wants to inside front, outside side, inside back. 1 more to the side and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 2 slow, 3, 4, 3 quick, and 6 and 7 and 8. Same to the side and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 2 inside, 2 outside, 2 inside, just 1. Demi-plié, 1 more roll through in fifth. Let's have arms up. Stay there this time. Try to feel the same articulation, even though it's not quite as deconstructed as in the previous. Here we go. And out, in, out, and in. Soft plié with your third. together. Feel your arms. Feel your little fingers. Open your elbows and relax. Okay, here we go. To the other side, please. That was the wrong button, but it works, I guess. One and two. And relax when you're ready. That's it. Okay. One and a two and a three and a four and a five and a six and a seven and a eight. Straight knee, so you can plie one and a two and a close and a close. Triple twice and a seven and a eight. Start on one with plie, close and a close. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Front and the side and the back and the side and the front and the side and the back. Plie and open, close twice. Triple, triple. Now plie and open and close and close. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, plie and open, close fifth, close fifth. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, 5 and a 6 and a 7. Just stretch your legs. We'll go to the left afterward. So we are still in slow and fast. Here we go. Let's see if we can make our toes work just as in the previous combination. And baby, plie, open, close, close. 3, 3, plie and 1 and open. So no plie in between. Great. I misspoke there. 2, 1 and 2 and 3. Now plie and open and close, close. 3. That's it. Front, side, back, side, front, side, back. Here we go. Plie and open. Really push down. Long knees. Now release and open. Together with your fingertips and just finish. Okay, here we go. Left side, please. Yeah, wait for that demi-plie always for your 1, excepting for the last one after your encore. Here we go. And really push it out. Long knees, now release and push. Make sure you push the toes, not your knee. Toes. And keep that up for all of them. Very simple. 1 and the 2 and the 3, 1 cheval, and the 1 and the 2 and the 3, 1 cheval, 1 and the 2 and the 3, 1 cheval, up to your passé close back. 1 and the 2 and the 3, 1 cheval, 1 and the 2 and the 3, 1 cheval, 1 and the 2 and the 3, 1 cheval, up close fifth soutenu. 1 and the 2 and the 3 cheval, 1 and the 2 and the 3 super quick toes, and the 2 and the 3, 1 cheval, up to your passé flat, close fifth back. 1 and the 2 and the 3, 4, 5 and the 6 and the 7 and 8, 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4, relevé, close fifth soutenu. That's all it is. And here we go. Close your cheval in fifth. Up to your relevé, let go, close other side. 1. You could keep going with your arms, Jane, no problem. And 1. Careful there, how you let go. Make sure your shoulders are in front of your hips, not behind them. And relax when you're ready. Yeah, you could have kept going with these port de bras, Jane, no problem. I will never see you for that. A valiant effort.
Were there supposed to be port de bras?
Nope. Which doesn't mean that you cannot do them.
That out partway through, so.
Let's have this one half point turn in and out, and the coupe and in and out to passé. Rise and the 2 and the 3 and the 4, 5 and the 6 and the 7 and the 1 and the 2, 3 and the 4, 5 and the 6 and the 7 and the 8, forward and 2 and the 3 and the 4 to the bar. Close fifth. So you're starting with your half point. In, out, 4 coupe, 5, 6, passé 7, 8, rise and the 2 and the 3 and the 4, ideally without having the bar. Open your preparation, 8 rond de jambes and the 3 and the 4, 5 and the 6 and the 7 and 8, up and over back, away from the bar, and stretch. So you're back to insies and outsies. Already as you get started, feel the other side. So the rise becomes a logical continuation. And here we go. 1 and in and out. Squeeze your toes, coupe, and in and out. To your passé, I would keep that unflat for the moment. You have a whole 8 counts to rise and to prepare. Anticipate the opening forward. Rond de jambes and over. Breathe with your allongé. Make sure your elbow is not behind you. Push down rather than pulling up. That's the idea. All right. here we go. To the other side, please. And make it all one thing. And feel the turn in and out business in both sides of your body. And keep rotating outward, especially when you push down for your belly. Push outward in both sides. Make sure your shoulders are already aligned with the top of your hips or the front of your hips. Destination forward. And so we're going back, at least in your shoulders.
That was new music.
Oh,
Yes, it's a track that I always neglect on this album,
That
for whatever reason. Let's go flex, half point and strike, flex, half point and strike, flex, half point and strike, strike, plie, relevé, close fit. Flex, half point and strike, flex, half point and strike, flex, half point and strike, strike, plie, relevé, close fit. Flex, half strike, flex, half strike, flex, half strike, strike, relevé, close fifth, front and side and back, back and side and front, front and side coupé, plié, ton, relevé, oh, close fifth. Strikes, half point strike, flex, half point strike, flex, half point strike, twice into plié, relevé, tiny balance, close fifth. Inside, front, same thing. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 1 and half point strike and strike, plié, relevé, close. Flex, half strike, flex, half strike, flex, half strike, strike, plie, relevé, close fifth. Back inside and front, front and side and back, back and side, coupé, plié, ton, relevé, close fifth. We'll take the left afterward. I guess this is the deconstructive class today. A constructive, deconstructive class. All right. Are we good? Here we go. And really use the plie to releve and close. And flex, half strike, flex. Strike twice into plie and then releve and close. Front, side, back, back, side, front, side, go. And over, careful with your elbows. What is on the or? Hold on a second. Okay. We both get stuck. Yeah, Jane, that first temps releve would have been on the or, just saying.
Okay, I thought it was the opposite.
Yeah, I know it is. And however, since you're already there, Jane, give yourself an on the or now. Great, just keep on going and have an on the on there in the end, just so you get even exposure before we go to the other side. Yeah, these last two strikes are relatively quick, and that plie releve is relatively quick too. Yeah, just be aware. Strike, strike, plie, point, close. And here we go. Starting with our reverse. And 1, 2, open. Strike twice, plie releve and close. It's not a fifth, it's a frappe, correct? Yeah, Jane, just careful with into your temps releve. Remember, it's just a small port de bras with that demi-rond. Yeah, quick, it's strike, strike to plie, 45 degrees to releve. There's no closing in fifth. B for your balance. Come straight out of the second strike frappe.
Here.
Uh-huh.
Here.
There, one more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 strike frappes. Second one goes to demi-plie, straight and releve. It's the simple things in life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Instead of closing fifth and then brushing it out for your releve. There is no time for that, really. Jane, make sure you close on the music so you don't run behind with these relatively fast 3 frappes encore. To the side, yeah. Releve, close, go 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. Left side, please. And. Oh. That's it. Strike out, plie releve. Better Jane. That's a good point. Just no pushing of the body, Jane. That's the beauty about these turns. Any sin will translate into something. All right.
Yes.
Let's do this one for Craig. For that. Fondue to the front and keep that on flat. Fondue to the front, plié, relevé. Feel yourself tomber forward, step back. Fondue to the back and flat, sorry, plié. Relevé, stay. Tomber back, step forward, fondue to the side, plié, relevé. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. One more to the front, one more to the back, one more to the side. Close fifth, soutenu. Fondue front, plié, relevé, balance, tomber forward, step back. The same to the back, the same to the side. Tomber side, step back. One more fondue front, back side, soutenu. That's all it is. Just to feel one more time that nice plié 45-degree position before relevating. And in this case, before tombéing and stepping back. Here we go. And. And plié. Relevé, feel it. Tombé at the last moment. And step back and open. Heels forward, plié. Relevé. Tombé. Step back and fondue front. Fondue back. Always feel both heels forward in your pliés. Soutenu other side. Here we go. And 2 heels forward and keep them there. Especially to the side, 2 heels forward and plié. And then keep them there in your relevé and force that turnout. And soft. Okay. Let's go low, develop a little higher, develop a little higher, develop a close. 1 grand battement. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Cloche and 2 and 3 and 4. 5 and 6, stretch, 7, soutenu, 45, develop, close, a little higher, close, even higher, stay close, 1, grand battement, did it to the back, did it to the side, cloches, stretch and 7 and soutenu. So 2 different leg lifting sensations. Small, medium, high. Close on 1 for a nice big fat grand battement, using all the momentum you can get from your toes pushing into the floor. Front, back and side.
And what's the end after the front, back, and side?
Cloches, stretch, 7, and soutenu. Okay, here we go. And start small. Coupé to open and close. Demi-passé to open and close. Faux passé and open, now close. 1 grand battement. 1 and 2. It would be nice to take your arms with your developes and 1. What is a grand battement, Greg? 1 through first. 1. Grand battement. Cloches. 1. Other side and 1. Arms through first each time would be nice. accepting for your combattement. And now all of them through second would be good that one. And finish. Okay, let's have a nice stretch before we come to the center. Okay. How are we doing?
Good.
Is it nice and warm in Wichita?
Yeah,
It's
it's
pretty hot
good.
here too. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it's
We are kind of
sticky.
in the same climate zone.
It's really humid.
Oh, well, I don't have that problem.
No,
I have to buy moisturizer instead.
yeah.
1 and 2 and 3 chassé in 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 plie step back in 5 and 6 1 and 2 keep it open tablier in 5 and 6 1 and 2 and 3 on the or and 5 and 6 front and 2 and 3. This is a chassé 6 for 5 and 6 back and 2 keep it open to plie and step onto it like in the piqué. 1 and 2 keep it open for tablier. 1 and 2 and 3 on the or close fifth. And technically then we could reverse it. 3 tendus, chassé. 3 tendu number 3 stays open, so it's more or less 1.5 tendus. 2 plie and step onto a straight leg. 3 keep it open to tablier. 3 to coupe turn.
Okay.
So you get 3 different transitions. Are we good to give this a mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't there another 3 tendus at the end?
Yes, there was.
Okay.
Sorry. I knew there was something amiss.
So going to the front, there are 3 tendus. Everywhere else, there are only 2. Is
They're
that
basically 2.5 because we keep the third one open to go on with life, either stepping onto a straight leg or to turn the ear sideways. You're absolutely correct with that. However, your last 3 to the side, again, close in fifth before your coupe turn.
So when you're coming from the back,
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, tendu, this closes back.
It should close in front for your underdone turn, unless I'm getting turned around.
Yeah. 2, 3, and then.
I am getting turned around. Hold on a second. So in our reverse, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 1 and no, close behind, 1 and 2 and 3, on the down comes from behind and closes in front. Close. And then 3 more tendus, right, on the down comes from behind, closes with front. That's it, right. Okay. And here we go. Let's keep our arms in first, or arabesque, or in second, so no high arms. And here we go. Keep it open. There's no bending of your knee. Now there is bending of your knee. 3 more tangos. Easy around and close one. Careful with your elbows. Keep your third one open. Straight knee. Plie. It's not a tendu here, Jane. Greg, you're working with the wrong leg. Reverse and one. It's from the front right and sorry, Jane. From the front right and left. Then you reverse, Greg. You got onto the wrong leg there. From the front right and left, from the back right and left. Legs always alternate between directions. Jane, your second one stays open. You plie with a straight knee. You step onto a straight knee. It's like a piqué and flat. There's only one tendu and that only goes sideways. Is that making sense? Are we frozen? We might be frozen.
Looks like.
It's a cute little position.
It's very Degas.
Extremely Degas. There, I like it. There you are.
There we are.
That's right. You're still somewhat frozen, but I can hear you.
Mm-hmm. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh, well, it will probably righten itself. Hopefully. There we go. Now you're moving. Okay, excellent. Did you get any of that?
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3.
3. Plie, straight knee, step onto it. That's it, right. There's no bending of your knee. That only happens to the side. Shall we attempt to reverse? Starting with our right foot in front. And here we go. So make sure you alternate legs the entire time. You're reversing it on both sides, and both sides there will be an on-the-down turn in the end. Back. Chassé. Straight knee to the front, step onto it. That's it. Side. Wrong leg, Jane. 3 more times. On the down from your back foot. Close in front and back. 2, 3. Straight knee. Change leg again. Yep. Tendu. That would be the wrong turn, Craig. And relax. Yeah, careful. It's the other foot picking up for you on the door. Yeah, careful. You have to be really consistent. When you come from the side chain, in your reverse, it comes from 5th back, not from 5th front. Yeah, so you just have to switch legs all the time with each of these sets of tendus. And remember, Craig, you're closing your second leg in 5th front in your reverse when you go sideways. Then you have 1, 2, 3. You're closing 5th back, sorry. Then you have 3 more tendus, and then your back foot goes into your on-the-down turn.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, pick up the foot that did the tendus last, that is going into your turn. All right. How about trying from the front and from the back in one piece? So from the front, right and left. Then when you're back onto your first side, from the back, right and left. Here we go. while pushing your toes into the floor, closing these nice tight fifth positions and all of that fun stuff. And into the floor chassé, and 1. Straight knee, 2. Step onto it, 1. Keep it open, 2 knees bent. That is a totally quick, just saying. On the or close fifth, back, 1. Front. And now back. Piqué onto it, side. Totally. On the or. Now reverse. Hold on a second, Jane. Let's not leave the gentleman in distress. Quick, it is from the front, right and left. Then from the back, right and left. It does not reverse on the other side. I know we're used to that, but that is exactly why we're not doing it. All right, let's hit the reverse. What do you say? And here we go. So you're reversing it twice. And 1. That would be the wrong arm chain, just saying. And 1. Straight knee. Back foot goes. Both knees bent. Both knees bent. On the down for the other side. Reverse. On the left. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From the back. Totally. On the down back foot and relax. Yeah. Isn't there one to repeat tomorrow? It's the small, the simple things in life are sometimes the much more difficult things in life. Okay. But let's not get stuck on it. Quick, I'm absolutely sure as soon as you see it, you know everything. That's the beauty about video. All right. Let's go développé to the front, plié, relevé, tombé forward. Développé to the back, plié, attitude, temps lié back. Pour the bras forward, temps lié. Up and over back, temps lié. Careful, this is a funky little transition. From your back foot to écarté back, plié. Pas de bourrée to the other side. Développé front, plié, relevé, tombé forward. Développé arabesque, plié, attitude, temps lié. Make sure you find that fourth position down there, so it's not a tombé. Pour the bras forward and effacé. Up and over back and effacé to another temps lié, close fifth. The other leg goes into your écarté back. Demi plié, pas de bourrée. That's already all it is. Ouch. Well, we good to mark this.
Okay.
Small fourth. And back. Temps lié. Développé à côté. Demi plié. Pas de forward attitude, close your fourth, so as to not run out of floor space, and through Tommy. One more Tommy. From your back foot to écarté back. Plie, paddle. So a somewhat modest adagio. All right. And here we go. to stay in absolute control of everything. That's it. Use your arms. Heel forward. No habitual arms change. And through and one. From your back foot, écarté back. Plie. Pas debout. One. Développé first, plie second. It's modest only in structure. Correct, there is a subtle difference between développing into plié or to développer first and then to plié relevé.
Which one should it be?
It should be développer first and plié relevé after that.
Oh.
Uh-huh. It's a little bit like what we talked about under bar, ever since frappés. Plié relevé from an open position.
Okay.
Careful not to knock yourself over when you pick up that écarté. And it only happens, Jane and Gregg, if you're yanking your knee up and your foot is just going any which way.
Right.
Instead of feeling coupé squeeze, feel coupé squeeze first and now let it evolve. But Jane, your knee needs to stay in front of your hip and your heel needs to stay in front of your knee. Is that making sense? Even coming from fifth back. There, there, yes. Not somewhere over the rainbow. And it's very, very subtle, but that little subtle thing is basically what throws you off. Right, exactly. Since our legs do have a substantial amount of weight.
Alex, what was the habitual arm?
Oh, the habitual arm was something when you yanked yourself into that attitude. And we want to avoid the yanking, please. Since that is what is affecting our turns in attitude. So let's really make sure from your plie, it is just right there. Nothing more. I'm not doing anything. As soon as I add something else, now it gives me too much force. And now it throws me completely out of my own orbit. So in this case, really less is more. And of course, let's remember our relevés are not a lifting away from the floor, it's a pushing into the floor. Especially in your hips and in your shoulders. Everything goes down in order to go up instead of the other way around. All right, how about having this one more time? Remember, you're going twice the same way, so maybe start a little bit further over on that side, because you tombe that way the first time, and then you tombe in the same direction the second time. There we go. Okay, and... Plie to relevé. That's it. Careful. Plie to relevé. Small. Yes, better. And one. And two. Melt right through that fourth. One more time. Plie to écarté back. Careful. Coupé. This développé goes into demi-plie. Right, melt right into it for your pas de bourrée. There we go. Pas de bourrée and finish. That's it, right. That was is a lot better. How about a whole bunch of nonsensical preparations? Balancez to pas de basque, chassez, close fifth, relevé, tombé, chassez forward, plié, pas de bourré, entonant, tenlier forward, tenlier back, tenlier forward, plié. Finally, you get a turn to your fourth. Balancez, pas de basque, to your fifth, relevé, tombé, pas de bourré, chassez forward, then plié, pas de bourré, entonant, chassez, tenlier, tenlier, plié, pirouette to fourth. Balance. So almost every preparation known to men and women, of course. Balancez pas de basque, tombé pas de bourré, chassez, plié, pas de bourré entonant, chassez, two tenliers, and finally your fourth for your pirouette. This is a whole bunch of nothing. Are we good to give this a mark? Greg, it's one of these things that you don't like or that your legs don't like, so careful. After your pas de basque, there is a relevé effacé. Are we good to mark this?
Okay.
Chassez forward, and one more chassez. Now tenliers. Easy short prep. That's it. And you may have noticed that once again I threw in a straight leg before a plié, before you step onto that leg, into your pas de bourré entonant. All right.
That's a chassé to get to that?
Yes, correct. Chassé to tendu back. But chassé to tendu back, now demi-plié to lengthen. There, now plié, now step onto your back foot into your pas de bourré entonant. All right. Of course, you're encouraged to dance it. Don't be afraid to be a little artistic. All right. Are we good? Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Here we go. And as promised, chassez one, plié. All right. Chassez, tenlier. Point your toes in the back. Let's not throw it away. And one. Chassez one, plié. closing arm again. And one. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Just make sure that you attach your toes in your coupe and then hopefully keep them attached in your passe as well. First and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 piqué arabesque close fifth. Fifth and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 piqué arabesque close fifth. Pas de basque 2 and the 3 and the 4 1.5, or Craig, feel free to attempt 2.5 in coupe, why not? The other pas de basque 2 and the 3, just bend your front leg for 1 or 2.5 on the dance to come back to the front. So first pas de basque, you're getting into your fourth for your en dehors. You're landing in fifth. Second pas de basque, simply from here bend your front knee, so your en dedans turn will go toward your right shoulder the first time, like your en dehors turn just did. Is that making sense? Stunned silence. 4 in first. 4 in first, piqué arabesque, close fifth front. 4 changements, piqué arabesque, close fifth front. Pas de basque. 2 fourth. Pirouettes in coupe. 1 or 2.5. Close fifth. Pas de basque with the other leg. Just go into fourth. That's it, Craig. Exactly. Push off your back foot. En dedans, change your spot. Close fifth. You are on the other side. 4 to first, piqué arabesque. How's Jane? That's it. Fourth, coupe turn. At least half in a 1. 2 fourth, so that faces your beautiful cabinet back there. That's it. Close fifth. Pas de basque with the other foot. Just bend your front knee. Right. And close fifth. And yes, you can finish your pas de basque all the way to tendu back before you prepare for your en dedans turn. Are we good to mark this?
Okay.
All right. Wow, I hear myself. Okay. And if you need to, you actually can step into that pas de basque so you gain a little bit more space so you don't fall into your furniture when you finish upstage. Is that making sense?
Okay.
Okay, Now all of these things are in coupe. With things I mean the turns. And all of these things start with the other thing, which is a spot change. Okay, here we go. And that's it. Watch your arms there, Jane. Good. Closing on, but no habitual first. Yeah, let's keep them in first. And a little bit more closing on that thing. All you need is that closing side to come a little bit more with you. Even so, that was not halfway bad, which is a great reason to do it one more time. The only favor I'm asking, you spend a little less time in plié and a little bit more time in relevé for your piqués. And go. So just make these pliés a tiny bit shorter, speed up your toes just a tiny bit more. See if you can get to places just a hint more direct and quickly. All right, here we go. One more. That's it. Quicker into relevé when you take your on the long turn, Jane. Quick. That's it. The same amount of speed. Quick. Better, 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 better. Okay. Even so, it was almost, yes, it was almost an Anna Pavlova landing. Right onto the carriage with the white lilies.
I have to pull my.
There you go, exactly. You can do your Romeo and Juliet thing, Greg. All right. Yeah, Jane, it's all a matter just of speed getting into your relevé as quickly as possible. The longer you wait, the more the thing goes just every which way. The quicker you go, there is absolutely no problem whatsoever.
And the more I think.
Well, that of course, yeah, we are trying to eliminate the thinking with speed.
Yeah.
We want to be quicker than the brain. All right. Here's a little puzzle. Fourth and fifth assemblée changement. Second and the fifth assemblée changement. Fourth and the fifth. Second fake out pas de bourrée. Assemblée glissade assemblée. Fourth and the fifth assemblée changement. Second and the fifth assemblée changement. Fourth and the fifth and the second pas de bourrée into assemblée. Finally in the end one glissade assemblée. Échappée, fourth, assemblée, and changement.
From the back.
Yep, and changement. Now you go second, fifth, assemblée and changement. Now you go two échappées, fake out pas de bourrée. One more assemblée as soon as you close. Then one glissade assemblée in the end to the left. You're ready for the other side. Fourth and the fifth, assemblée, changement. Second and the fifth, assemblée, changement. Fourth and the fifth, second, pas de bourrée, assemblée, glissade, assemblée. That's it. If everything goes right, it shouldn't be that much of an issue doing it. And of course, it's always about your second foot initiating the next movement, pushing down into the floor so the next one can open. Right. And put as little space between that patabori and that assembly as you possibly can. So literally one foot passes on the energy to the other. Okay, are we good to mark this? All right. And of course, use your fingertips with these échappés especially. And I see that stance of uncertainty, Greg.
Well, okay.
Okay. I'm happy to address any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints before we go.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. And are you okay, Jane?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Did you step on your own toe?
Yes.
That's a sign of a good theft.
Well, I was like, I'm gonna jump and whistle
That's
away.
right. Make sure that your paddleboard closes in plie to brush out that assembly.
Okay.
We don't need anybody else to step on our toes. We can do that ourselves. All right. How about having that one more time before we say goodbye for today? Good rhythm there. A little easier knees into your pliés, a little quicker toes through the floor into your assemblies. Okay, here we go. One last time. And relax. Okay. Well, you didn't victimize your toe.
No, but I got turned around.
Uh, you just did the paddleboard in the wrong direction. It was a fake out instead of going the
Oh,
same way. That was the only thing. So, in case you want to practice that in your garage tonight, there you know
I'll
what it was.
remember.
Have a wonderful rest of your Monday.
Thank
You
you.
too. Thank
And I
you.
will be seeing you tomorrow. Bye bye.